Hey guys, how you doing today? This is David Lucas back here again. Welcome back to my channel. Now today on my other special Halloween reviews, I'm going to be reviewing the movie was pretty much underrated for like a really long time, and just recently now actually starting to like shine up now, starting to become more popular. And that movie is Trick or Treat. Now, Trick or Treat is basically a straight up Halloween movie, and it is directed by Michael Dougherty. I think that's what his name. I'm pretty sure that's how you say his name, Michael Dougherty. This is a movie that I really love a lot, and I just saw it like a few years ago for the first time, and it quickly became a straight up kind of Halloween tradition for me. I watch this almost every Halloween, and I just did now, and again, never disappoints. Basically, the whole plot of this movie is that a Trick or Treat follows a group of anthology kind of stories. And these stories are a whole bunch of different stories that come on during Halloween in this one town, and you follow a neighbor, a psychopathic neighbor, and you follow a group of teenagers, and there's also a group of kids that are in a bus, the story of that, and then there's also other story of another neighbor that doesn't like Halloween and doesn't follow any of the other Halloween rules during Halloween, and all these stories kind of converge and kind of connect during the ending, and they all make up one story that kind of follows this one character named Sam. And yes, that's basically the whole kind of plot of the story of the movie. It is hard to kind of explain because it isn't really just one story. It's a whole bunch of different stories connected into one. So it's a little bit of a hard to explain, but that's basically the best way to kind of like explain it. Basically, onto my review of this movie, and I gotta say a whole bunch of good things about this movie because it is a fantastic movie. Off the bat, something that I really love about this movie and that I appreciate so much, I think it's probably the most Halloween movie that has ever been made, or at least that I have seen. It is the most Halloween movie because the overall feel and atmosphere of it. And I live in basically in Michigan, so I live where during fall time it looks like Halloween time. It looks like fall with the colors and leaves and everything. So I know how fall should look. I have a good sense of how the fall should look. And let me tell you, this movie delivers on it, especially at Halloween night. It feels like an actual Halloween night, like when you're a kid and you're out trick-or-treating with your friends and stuff. It feels like that with all the lights and people running around in costumes and candy, and you have certain people you go knocking on a door with, certain weird people. It feels like a true Halloween kind of feel to it, and it doesn't feel kind of portrayed or kind of like faked or staged. It feels natural and real, and that's something I really love about this film. This film too is written really well. Now, this film was written by Michael Dougherty, also the director of this film. And I gotta say, the way because other movies do this, other movies I watch a whole bunch of other Halloween movies that kind of are like that, like an anthology kind of movies that have different stories that connect. And they don't necessarily do it right. They make it feel forced. But the way how he wrote it and kind of went from character to character and story to story, it all feels so natural and so like with this story, like that all fits together and feels like the same place, the same world, and the same town. It almost feels like this town is like its own town, like it's its own island, and the rest of the world is just separate. And it makes it feel all natural, all real, all connected together, and I love how at the end it all connects together with that one character, Sam. Something too I gotta commend is just the overall costume design of the movie. The overall costume design was just so well done, especially with the character. And you hear me mention him a lot in this review, and you're gonna know why, but the character Sam, just the overall kind of like style and kind of outfit they give him is so like plain and natural, but yet at the same time feels Halloweeny and feels as a little bit of uneasy kind of. You get a little bit like, because it looks like a little kid inside of this, sack head costume, kind of like Jason from Friday the 13th Part 2, which is my opinion the best looking Jason. Just gonna put that out there. One of the stories that I really actually enjoyed, probably one of my favorites out of the whole stories, is the one psychopathic neighbor who is also a teacher. And it's kind of cool how I really like the actor who played. I'm not sure 100% who the actor is, but whoever played him, I don't think I've seen him really in anything much, but whoever played him did a really good job as playing a dad who was a father trying to, doing trick-or-treating, giving kids candies, giving out kind of like Halloween advice on how you need to, survive on Halloween. What are the rules of Halloween to follow? I really loved hearing that. And then when he ends up killing one of the characters in the movie, I'm not going to spoil who or what happens, but it's a graphic scene and honestly really messed up. It's pretty messed up, and what he does afterwards with that is really messed up, and I would see a whole movie of that story, honestly. It's one of my favorite ones of it. Now, one of the characters you guys probably heard me talking about in this review a lot is the character of Sam. Now, Sam is basically the horror, in my opinion, the Halloween horror icon. Like how we have Santa Claus for Christmas and the Easter Bunny for Easter and then the Leprechaun for St. Patty's Day. In my opinion, Sam is that for Halloween. Sam is the face, the mascot of Halloween, and it sucks that this movie honestly doesn't have too much of a following. Like, it does have a good following, but it's not too much well known to where most people will look at Sam as this, because I'm pretty sure that mostly everybody would if they knew this movie. I like the whole overall kind of history behind Sam and like his purpose and him basically taking out people who don't follow the rules of Halloween. You have to follow certain rules of Halloween, and that's why you see this character Sam pop up in each story, because he's making sure each character is following the rules of Halloween, and if they don't, then something bad's gonna happen to them. And it's kind of why all these kind of stories and legends kind of happen is because of Sam. Because Sam is the one making sure that everyone follows rules. Everyone goes trick-or-treating, and everyone says, the trick-or-treating stuff, like trick-or-treat, smell my feet, give me something good, like all of that, like the rules of Halloween, and he makes sure everyone abides by it. Kind of like how Santa Claus makes sure everyone abides by the rules of Christmas, by the naughty or nice list, whatever. That's kind of how Sam is, and it works so good into this, and I just love that character of Sam, and I really wish we could just see more of him, like, in other things. Maybe not necessarily sequels, but in other things. I would love to see more of Sam. And his face, too, like, when his face is revealed, you get that, like, it's like a child, like, alien morphed, kind of, like, freaky, ghoulish, like, face, but yet it has a childlike face to it, to where you're like, oh, that's so cute, but Sam is not cute. Sam is deadly. He is deadly as hell, and he is gonna kill you, and that's something I love, is so perfect for Sam, and which makes Sam so perfect as a Halloween icon, and as a Halloween mascot, which he should be. Now, my basic overall thoughts of Trick or Treat is that Trick or Treat is a very perfect, underrated, with the perfect kind of scares and the perfect kind of Halloween stories with the same kind of perfect Halloween goofs and comedy and all that stuff that you look for in a Halloween movie put into one. And this movie really does bring that and give it to you. It has great anthology type stories that connect together and kind of all mesh together in all in a really good, cohesive way that makes sense and leaves it with a very satisfying ending to this movie from start to finish. Character Sam should definitely be a horror icon and an icon for Halloween itself, in my opinion, because Sam is amazing and is frightening and is cute in all the right ways, and just his overall history and character of how he is basically the gatekeeper of Halloween and of the rules of Halloween is just so great. Trick or Treat, I gotta give it, my overall grading is a 10 out of 10. This is a perfect Halloween horror movie in my opinion. If you love Halloween, if you love horror movies, this, I highly recommend watching this if you have not already. It's a fantastic movie, A+ movie. That's my thoughts on Trick or Treat, guys. Halloween is coming up real soon, and I hope you guys are ready for Halloween as I am. I know this year's a little bit weird and different. It doesn't feel like Halloween this year for multiple reasons. I understand why, but we're still trying to keep up the spirit a little bit by watching some Halloween movies. Now, what did you guys think of Trick or Treat? Did you like the movie? Did you not like the movie? Have you seen the movie yet? Have you not seen the movie yet? Let me know down in the comment section below. I always like to know because this is a fantastic movie that I highly recommend to go see if you haven't. And I always love hearing what you guys think of the movies in the comment section. There's always something great that's connecting with you guys talking about movies. It's amazing. Like this video, make sure you give it a like and subscribe to my channel. I really appreciate it. It really helps this channel grow. And until next time, guys, I'll see you later.